How to graph a quadratic function. The learning target for today will be I will learn how to graph a quadratic function properly on a Cartesian graph, and I will learn what a quadratic function is and all the vocabulary that comes with quadratics. So what is a quadratic function? A quadratic function is a function of the second degree, meaning it contains at least one term that is squared in the whole function, and the standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, with a, b, and c being constant or numerical coefficients, and x is an unknown variable, which is basically what we're trying to find. Some vocabulary that you will need to know for this lesson will be the axis of symmetry, which is a line through a shape so that each side is a mirror image, a parabola, which is a curve where any point is at an equal distance from the focus, and a fixed straight line, or the directrix. Or in the vertex, the highest point, or where two lines or curves meet. So the 6 easy steps that I have made to graph quadratic functions. So number one is label A, B, and C. This is not a necessary step, but it does help to make the whole process a lot more fluid. Number two is finding the axis of symmetry, and I have put the axis of symmetry equation, which is x equals negative b divided by 2a. And then number three, find what way a parabola or the equation opens up. And if a, one of the constant, is greater than 0, the parabola will open up. If a is less than 0, the parabola will open down. Then step number 4, you will make an x and y, or x and f of x value table. And then number 5, you will find the vertex. And then number 6, you will finally graph. So here's my example problem number 1. F of x equals x squared minus 8x plus 15. So first of all, you're gonna label A, B, and C. Like I said, this is not a necessary step, but it does help. So x squared minus 8x plus 15. So A equals, in this case, 0, because there's no number in for x. B equals negative 8, and C equals positive 15. So now we're going to find the axis of symmetry, and then you will use your axis of symmetry equation, which I have already shown, which is x equals negative b divided by 2 over a. So then you plug in these numbers that we have already found, a and b. So then now all you have to do is x equals negative 8, and then 2, or my bad, actually 0. It's a equals does not equal 0, it equals 1. And so this right here would be times 1, 2 times 1. I'm sorry. So then you simplify, which would be x equals positive 8, basically, divided by 2, which equals 4. And that gives you your axis of symmetry. And then you can put it on your graph as soon as you get your axis of symmetry. So right here you would just you can do a dashed line or just a solid line across the Cartesian graph. Okay, there. So now you go back to your problem, and now you're gonna find which way the parabola opens up. So In this case, a is 1, and 1 is greater than 0, which means, like I showed in the previous slide, was that it opens up. And now you're gonna make a value x and y value table, or f of x and x value table. So then you just make x f of x. And then you want to put, since your axis of symmetry is going to help with your vertex, you put it right in the middle, and then you leave space for 2 points. You can do more than 2 points, but I'm just going to be showing you guys 2. So you would put so now we're going to find the vertex, and to do that, all you have to do is plug in x into the equation, x squared minus 8x plus 15. So all you have to do is 4 minus 8, 4 plus 15. So you do the exponent first, 16 minus 32 plus 15. So then you do addition first, which would be, no, never mind. You would 16 minus 32, which equals negative 16, and then plus 15, which would equal negative 1, and you have found your axis of symmetry. X4 and f of x is negative 1. So now you put that point in just so that you can have a visual representation. And then you negative. Okay, now we're going to find the rest of these 4 points. So to do this, all you have to do is put a number that is less than 4. It's really easy. So you could just do 3 and 2. Just try to use numbers that are really close, so that, because the parabola opens up really quickly and you don't want to use big numbers. So now all you have to do is plug all these numbers into the equation. So I'm going to plug in 3 into the equation. So 3 squared I'm sorry, minus 8 times 3 plus 15. So 3 squared, 9 minus 30, no, minus 24 plus 15. So 9 minus 24 is 15, plus 15 equals 0. Oh, 0. Sorry again. And now you just put that in, and then you can go and plug and put that into your parabola. So 3x and y0, or f of x. And then now we're going to find 2, which would be 2 squared minus 8 times 2 plus 15. So now you just simplify. 4 minus 16 plus 15. 4 minus 16 equals 12. Negative 12 plus 15 equals positive 3. So then you just put that in your table. And then you go to your Cartesian graph, or your graph where you're putting your parabola. Then you put 2, 2, 3. And there you go. And you can now we're going to do the other side. And you could easily just put 2, 3, 4, and 5 on these top values on x. But the one tip that can help you finish this a lot quicker is the axis of symmetry is axis of symmetry is a line through a shape so that each side is a mirror image. That means that anything on this side of the graph is the same on this side. So basically you can just reflect the points through the axis of symmetry. So then that would be 5 5 0 5 0, and then you would reflect this and it would be give you 6 3 6 3, and that is how you solve x squared minus 8x plus 15. Now I'm gonna show another problem. Let me delete this real quick. Okay, now I'm on to the next problem, which is f of x equals x squared minus 2x plus 3. Nothing too hard. Okay, so you do the same thing, you label A, B, and C. And you can write down x squared minus 2x minus 3. Okay, and then you label A, B, and C. A, B, C. A equals 1, B equals -2, and C equals -3. And I did forget to mention, but this is A, this is C, B, and this is C. That is how you write a quadratic function. I forgot to mention that. I'm sorry, my bad. So now on to finding the axis of symmetry. Again, you just use your axis of symmetry equation, -b divided by 2a. So just negative 2 over 2 times 1. Once again, easy. So that gives you 2 divided by 2, which equals 1. And now you find what way the parabola opens up. So A is 1 and A is greater than 0. So that means this graph is going to open up. Now we do our x and x and f of x value table. And for that and then you do your table again, same process as the first time, nothing different. And then you put 1 right here, and now we plug it into the equation once again. So 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 3, which just gives you 1 minus 2 minus 3. 1 minus 2, -1 minus 3 is -4. So now you write this over here, 1, -4. So now I'm going to go to my graph and I'm going to erase this real quick. Okay. And the axis of symmetry is 1, like we already said. So you just do your dash line again. And then your first point is going to be 1, -4, which is right here. Now we're going to find the other point. So 0, -1. Same thing. You could do the same on this side and it will give you the exact same results on this side. And then the same thing, 2 and 3. 2 and 3, or you could just use the tip that I gave you earlier in this video. Now, so now we just plug in the numbers again. 0 squared, which equals 1, minus 2 times 1 times 0, which just gives you um 0, and then minus 3. So 1 minus 3 equals -2. So then you go to your graph and you plot -2. And then you write it on your graph, on your table of values. And now you plug in -1 to the equation, which gives you x negative x squared minus 2x minus 3, -1 squared minus 2 times -1 minus 3. And double check. Okay, that's right. Okay, so -1 squared is just 1 minus 2 is just positive 2 minus 3. So 1 plus 2 minus 3 equals 0. So then you plug that you put that in your table of values, 0. Now you plot it. So -1 is 0. So now you just do the same thing. You could do the same thing. You could just put your point right here, which is the reflection, and then again right here, and then you have your parabola. And that's basically it on how to graph a quadratic function. Well, thanks for watching.